what kind of advice would you give a mom that is, just getting into sports and she needs to know how to manage it all? Give her some tips and advice that she can use to manage the kids, their schedule, working, and all that kind of stuff.
If you are kind of into technology, I have to by default because of my field, but use a Google Calendar. Or some sort of device. Some moms have some of the fancy ones that you put on the wall and they put everything in and things like that. I just have them on my phones. But I'm also very old school. I have a planner notebook because these things die. And so, then you're like,
And
oh,
they
I
do.
can't find. Yeah. So keep some sort of folder with you and a planner. I say so you can write it down instantly so you're not trying to type it in your phone or what'd you say. Also ask questions. Ask questions first before you sign up and see if those teams are a good fit. And I want to also say that means even the school team, right? Because sometimes just because it's at your school doesn't mean that's the best fit. So I know my middle schooler, the first year, he didn't play football actually at his school. They start at 6th grade. Some of the other schools surrounding area, which is where my parents lived, they didn't start at 6th grade, and they had kids from all over play. And they allowed that because their rules are different. And so we played for that team, and it was a really, really great organization. And, the school was kind of like, what? He's playing for this other team. But that's where he got really, really great training and got his start. And so that was just a better fit for him at the time. And I think that's really, really important. So whether you play in a school league or whether you're going to play in an outside community league or another, those are some of the questions that you need to ask. And first and foremost, ask your child, like, where do they feel most comfortable? Do they really want to play the sport? Are they going to put in the work? Because it is work. Or are they going to come home every day and be like, I don't like this. I'm this. The coach yelled at me. So, because if they're not used to that discipline, if it's not what they want to do, then don't make them do it. If you want them to play just because you were an athlete,
Right. Living for your kid.
Yeah, you see a lot of that, and I've seen a lot of that being a coach.
And it's unfortunate, but we do.
Yes. I coached gymnastics all through college because I was a gymnast when I went to KU. So we coached at a gym, KSG, and then I coached cheer, I coached swim. But, some people want to do it just because when they're kids, because they did it. And I'm like, okay, but this is not what they want to do, and I think that's super, super important. So if they don't, maybe ask them, is there something else that you want to do? Find something they like. If they want to do acting, then let them do acting. Maybe they don't want to be the next, Patrick Mahomes or whoever it is, or Michael Vick. Maybe that's not their thing.
Right.